Alright guys, welcome back to Half Rod's YouTube channel. So, pretty sad day for me. So my wife was involved, and I and our dog was involved in a car accident at a stoplight. The person ran the red light, hit us in the front of my truck. Our light had just turned green and I just started across the intersection, and she comes straight barreling through there. Her car flipped 3 to 4 times is what the officer said. I didn't see it flip. But my wife's in pretty bad shape. Her nose was lifted over, had to be sewed back on. She's got a bad cut. The dog went to the emergency vet and stayed overnight. She has a bruised kidney. Her lung, I can't even remember. Sorry, it's been rough. But anyway, the tow truck just dropped the truck off. This is Sunday evening. It's about 4:00 p.m. The accident happened yesterday, Saturday, at about 3:45-ish in the afternoon. And it could have been a whole lot worse, but at the end of the day, everybody's okay. All I got was a couple of bruises. I didn't even get any scratches or cuts or anything. But anyway, I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you my 87 GMC Squarebody that was my father-in-law's that he bought in the 90s. I bought it from him 7 years ago, and then he passed away a year later. And this truck, I was planning on restoring it sometime in the future, and just like an external paint job and new trim and stuff. And then I was going to give it back to the family on my wife's side so it could stay in the family. But this is what it looks like now. I can't tell much on it. The engine, I'm hoping the crankshaft is what I'm worried about. The crank may be bent in the engine. It shut off immediately, and I couldn't get it in park, and I couldn't turn the key off. So, but she hit us from this side, and right there is where she hit, right here. She barely caught the front of that bumper, but it pulled her car when that front hit. I'm assuming her front wheels turned to the right, and that's what went in, and that must have been what flipped her. But it shoved everything over to this side. I know the cab is jacked because you can see where the bed hit the cab, and when I open the door drops down a long ways. So now we got a freaking storm coming in, and I don't want the inside of the truck getting wet, so I'm gonna have to put a brand new car cover that I just bought for a car. I'm gonna put it on here because I don't want the inside of the truck getting moldy. But I know it's totaled, and her insurance company is, she got the ticket, so I'm assuming we're going to get, they're probably not going to pay me nothing for this truck. It looks like hell, but I just rebuilt the engine a couple years ago. The air conditioner worked, everything worked, even the clock on the dash worked. The dual tanks work. This is an 87, so it had throttle body fuel injection. I would have drove this anywhere at any given time, but it was getting to where the transmission was starting to slip if you really got on it. But as long as you didn't drive it hard, it would get you where you're going. So anyway, I see a lot of transmission fluid on the transmission, so I'm assuming the transmission case is probably cracked. But I don't want to mess with it until the insurance company comes out and gets its pictures and all that stuff. But I had them go ahead and bring it here today because I don't want it sitting in that impound lot getting rained in and get something ruined. So if they total it, I'm getting the truck back. I'm going to buy it back for sure. They're not getting this truck. I mean, if anything, it's got parts on it. But this thing is going to have to be really freaking bad for me not to fix it. I don't care if I got to cut the whole firewall out of that truck and replace it with one from a parts truck. I've already found a chassis at a salvage for 350 bucks. Long bed half ton. It's a 85, I think is what he said. So the frame will work. But again, I mean, I don't freaking care how bad the truck is. I can cut it. I can cut this thing in a million pieces and put it back together. This door opens and closes just fine, but the other side over there is not. Anyway, there's glass shards and stuff in the seat, but the dash is pushed in, the dash is bent in. There's a hump in the firewall down there, so I don't know if the engine come back or what. But Anyway, that rear view mirror got pushed in, but we're not sure. I'm not sure if the dog hit here because there's fur from my dog right here. So the dog was screaming and my wife was screaming. It was not a good time. So anyway, again, we're all fine, everybody's alive, everything's going to be okay for the most part, but it was not a good experience. But anyway, it's going to have to be super bad for me not. Like, I'll cut a dash out of another freaking cab and put in there if I have to. I know the frame's bent, I mean, obviously, but I'm telling you, man, I don't understand people nowadays. It's, you know, if you go through a red light, you're not paying attention or you're trying to beat the light or something. I don't know. I never even seen the person. So my wife went to the emergency room immediately, and I was worried about my dog because the dog wasn't responsive. She was awake, but she wasn't moving. She wouldn't do anything. And I called my mother because she lives over by me and had her come and get us. I sat in this truck for 30 minutes with this door open. After they took my wife, I had a black t-shirt on and it was over 100 degrees outside. And I sat right here on the edge of the seat. My dog was right there and I was shielding her from the sun for 30 minutes. And I got hot, the dog was overheated, and I was getting weak. And of course I had adrenaline going, but my mom brought me here. I got the dog in the house and we were checking her out, and I couldn't stand up. I had to lay down. I was just weak-kneed. And then after the adrenaline started wearing off, after about 20 minutes, I started shaking real bad all over, like uncontrollable. I guess when shock wears off, I don't know, but anyway, it hurts my heart, man. I mean, the truck can be replaced, you know what I mean? As long as we're okay, I get all that, but you know, the truck's an heirloom. It's part of the family as well. But so I don't need anybody saying you're more worried about the truck than my wife or the dog. It ain't none of that bullshit. They're okay. They're in the house in the air conditioning, and now I just got the truck here, so it's upsetting because I've had this truck for 7 years and I've done I rebuilt the engine. I did a bunch of stuff to this truck, and it always sits in my driveway. And then I brought the trash out yesterday to put it in the trash can, and there's an empty spot in my driveway, and I started crying. Cars mean things to me, so some people, they don't give a shit, but not me. Anyway, guys, that's what's left of my 87 GMC. Look at that. There's a dent under here. That was not in there, so I don't know if maybe it come back and hit. I don't know. It got the back of the cab over here, but it had the original old rubber body mounts on the cab, so I'm hoping that's what shifted, you know what I mean? But I know something's tweaked because the door won't open and close. Now I had to pry the door open because the fender and everything was in the way, but I worked in collision for quite a bit of time. I even did a little collision work, rebuilders and stuff myself. That's why. Well, my piece of crap GoPro camera didn't do the second chapter as I kept talking about the truck and stuff, so the video just shut off. But anyway, I was pretty much done anyway. But do not buy a GoPro. These things are garbage. This is my 4th one. Won't buy another one. Anyway, I ended up getting the truck covered up with a car cover and got it all strapped down because we got a storm and it's starting to rain now. But I just didn't want it because that door post on the other side's kicked out and it's going to rain right in the truck, and I don't want the seat getting wet and the carpet and all that crap. So anyway, thanks for watching.